In this video, I'm going to be showing you what CSS texts are, and if you've probably been working with CSS, you know CSS texts are very important because you make use of them in every styling you do. It is very important, and these are the topics, or rather, let's say the subtopics I'll be teaching you under this tutorial. In this video, I'll be taking you text color, text align, transform, indentation, the decoration, the text shadow, the line spacing, the word spacing, line height, white space, and the text direction. But before I start writing the styles, I will have a markup over here, and I will just have a markup of p tag, and I am a p tag is at a space over here. But before I start styling these, let me just give you a short definition of what CSS texts are. Not so compulsory anyway, but you can just hold these. CSS text provides a lot of ways for you to format text, including changing colors, indentation, adding text decoration, and a lot more. And that's, by the way, let's get into our style.css. I already linked my style.css to this index.html file over here. As you can see the link and you can see the href. I have the path style.css over here. So whatever I do inside here can have effect in my index.html. I mean, I can grab the index from the style and it just reflects. Okay, I have my browser open with live server, and as you can see, I already have the p tag over here. So let me zoom this. Let's start with the text color, and in order to do that, we can grab the tag name using just the p, and I don't want to do that. I want to give this an ID, and in order to give this an ID, I'll just add the ID attribute, the equals to sign, and then I'll just add my quotation, and let's give this an ID of p tag this way, and let's grab the ID, and let's come in here. Since it's an ID, I'll use my hash symbol, and then the ID name and the curly braces, open curly braces, close, and then I declare my codes in between. So we're starting with the text color now, which is the first, and we can have the color. We use the color property to set text color, just this way, color column, and then you write. Okay, so if we give this a color property value of red, you can see I have it to be red over here, and you can have different kind of color value. You can have the RGB. Let's say I want to give this RGB 204192. Oh, sorry. Each value should be separated by a comma. Okay, 204192, and then 168. Okay, you can see that over here I have the color over here, and you can have the exact value. I'll not be talking much on this. I already have a dedicated video on that, so I will drop the link in the description of this video. So you can have the color property, and then you set the value of your color, and then it takes effect on your text. And then the next thing I want to show you is the text align property, and you'll be working with this text align a lot of times when styling with CSS. And if I have a text align, you can have it to be three major values. Okay, you can have it to be left, right, and center. If I have this to be left right now, you notice nothing actually happens. Let's change the color of this to, let's say, ash 000. Okay, you notice nothing happens after changing the text align of this to left, because by default text are aligned to the left. So if I change this to the right, you can see I have it aligned to the right, and if I change it to the center, so I have it aligned to the center. Okay, that's it about text align property. And let me quickly tell you guys this. If I have an inline style over here, let's assume I have a span, and I change this to center, you notice it doesn't move to the center, because inline properties doesn't take the full width of the container. Okay, so it's not going to work. It only works with the block level elements. Okay, so let's change this back to p tag, After the text align property, I have the text transform, and in order to do this, I will just use the text hyphen transform or dash transform oh no, not text align now, property, and I can have this to be three major values too. I can have it to be lowercase, uppercase, and to capitalize it. So if I make this an uppercase, so I make this an uppercase, so it changes everything to be uppercase. If I change it to lowercase, if I change this to lowercase, see, I have everything to be in lowercase. And if I change this to capitalize, see, it changes the first letter of every word to a capital letter. Okay, that's it about text transform, just to manipulate the case of your text. Okay, so we have the text indent property, and actually the easiest way to say or to define the text indent is just it sets the length of the indentation of the text. And let me show you. And in order to do that, you have the text indent property, and you can set the value for this, and it takes one major value, and it's just a size. Okay, so if I have this to be, let's say, 50 pixel, okay, see, it shifts this first one to the first line, okay, to the right. And for this to be very obvious, I am a p tag, and instead of having this I am a p tag, let's just do lorem. Let's just do lorem 20. Okay, oh sorry, okay, and let me zoom this out. Okay, can you see this first one over here? That's a text indentation, the first line. If I change the value of this to a lesser value, let's say I change this to 10 pixel, notice this shifts to the left again. If I change it to a bigger value, see, it's indenting the text, what in the real world we call a paragraph when writing. Okay, so that's text indentation. Let me change this to 20 pixel. Okay, so what next? After the text indentation, we have the text decoration. And a lot of times when working with links, you are going to be making use of this text decoration over here. And in order to do that, to add the text decoration property, we just do text dash decoration. And once you have this, you can set this to none. Let me start with the none property, and let me show you a link. Let's have a link beneath our paragraph tag over here, and let's say link. Okay, we have this over here. In most time when you write an anchor tag in your HTML, in your markup, you notice you have the link to be underlined by default. So in order to stop this, let's just grab that anchor tag and just say we want to set the text decoration to none. Okay, can you see? I have these over here and it's no longer underlined. That's what text decoration does. But aside from the none, there are lots of value for this. And before I go into the values, there are three major properties for the text decoration. You have the text decoration line, the text decoration style, and the text decoration color. So let's start with the text decoration line. And this can take underline and some other kinds of value. Let's say we have underlined, for example. You see, it underlines it. If we have overlined, or we can have it to be line through. So if I have overline, you see it puts the line above it. Okay, actually, and let me quickly say this one over here, this dash mouse dash text, this stuff over here is an extension I have in my Visual Studio Code that helps me auto generate the property for the browsers that doesn't support this particular CSS property. Okay, so I'll just clean that. Okay, can you see that I have it to be overline? If I have it to be line through, oh, it's putting it again, but don't worry about that. Okay, line through, can you see? And I can have the text decoration style, and in this case it's saying the kind of line. If I have this to be solid, I can have it to be solid dashed, I can have it to be dotted, double, or wavy. So let's say we want it by default, it's solid. See, nothing really changes. text. Okay, sorry. I should add style to this text decoration style. You see, it's just as it was. So, but if I change this to be dashed, you see the kind of line. But in order for this to be very obvious, I'll change the line through to be underline, and you can see these dashes over here. And you can just try out other properties, other values of this property on your own. And the last one is the text decoration color. You see, without adding the color, oh, I'm so sorry. Without adding the color, you see it's by default color black because that's the color of the text. So if I put a color name of aqua, did you see that? Okay, so but there's a shorthand for this, and let me show you that. Instead of having all this, I can just have my text decoration. Okay, so the shorthand, I'll just have the text. Oh, no. You have the text, then dash decoration. And then you can have the three values for that. You can have it to be solid. You can have the type, the line. Let's put underline, and let's have it to be blue. So I'm just going to refresh. Can you see that over here? Okay, so instead of having different properties separately, you can just do this to make your work faster. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is the text shadow. And you can have 4 different values for these. You can have the offset Y, the offset X, the color, and the blur radius. But in the organogram, the arrangement, you have the offset X first, and I can say 15 pixels. You're going to set values for these 15 pixels. Let's put the offset of the Y. Oh, 15 pixels is quite much. Let's just make this 3 pixel. The offset of the Y, let's make these, let's say the same 3 pixel. And then let's give this a blur radius of, let's say, 2 pixel. And let's give this the color red. Okay, can you see that over here? This is kind of beautiful. Okay, so that's how you have the offset Y, or sorry, the offset X, the Y, the blur radius, and then the color. Okay, so after the text shadow, what else? Letter spacing, and then word spacing. Okay, as what sans the letter spacing, it's just straightforward. What this does, it spaces your letters, add space in between your letters. So if I have 10 pixel, can you see I have spaces? The word spacing, rather, I have spaces between each word. And if I have letter spacing, the spaces is going to be between the letters. Okay, so there's not much to say about that. That's it. So the next one I'm going to show you guys is the line height. And what this does is it adds word spacing. Let's make these 2 pixel. Let's make our word spacing. Let's make that 4 pixel. Oh no, let's make that 20 pixel. Okay, so line height adds the space between each line, just like the name. Line height, it adds the height or defines the height of each line. Okay, so if I have line height and I make this, let's say I make this 5 pixel, notice it's just jump packs everything on almost a line, because let me zoom this, because I told you to give it a line height of 5 pixel, and that's quite small. If I make this 20 pixel, just notice the difference now. Can you see it's add a lot of space between each line? And if I just make this to be, let's say, 1 without any units, okay, I think that's the normal one. If I make this 2, okay, can you see that if I make this 3, okay, and at times you might just decide to use units like the pixels and the rest. Okay, so that's line height. And the next one is the white space. And in order to define this very well for you, it really helps you to add white space, or it sets out the white space is handled inside a particular element. And you have different values for this. You have the pre-value, you have the pre-wrap, you have the no wrap, you have the pre-line, and you have the normal. So I'm just going to show you a couple of ones. Then you try the rest on your own and let me know how it looks. I mean, just let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So in order to add a white space, you just use the white dash space property. And then let's say I make this a value of pre. Okay, if I make this a value of pre right now, and I come in between my index.html over here, and I break this. Let's assume I break this and break this one in a single line. Okay, can you see what this does now? It's what the pre does is it sequences how white space are preserved. Lines are only broken at new line characters in the source and at the break element. Okay, so after the seat, I never add a line break. So let me break this now. Let me enter this, and you will just notice something. Okay, this, and then this. And let me get back. Okay, can you see everywhere I broke it? Can you see Lorem, Ahmed, at the spacing? Can you see that? Okay, that's it about the pre-value. So just go ahead and try other values on your own. And the last thing I'm going to show you in this tutorial or in this video is a text direction. And in order to add that, you just have your text and then hyphen direction, and you can have two. Oh no, not the line now. You can have two major text direction value, and the first one is a LTR and the RTL. Oh, I just made a mistake. Not text direction. You just use the direction property, and it can be LTR, which aligns from the left to the right. Can you see that? And if you do RTL, it just aligns from the right to the left. Can you see that? Okay, so that is it about this video, friends. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you find it really helpful. Thank you. Bye-bye.